What's going on, people, and welcome back to Total Oz Spurs. And another loss to Tottenham. Wolves 1, Tottenham 0. And I'm fucking done, bro. I'm done.
We're a shambles right now. We are a shambles. I don't know what's going on with us, but I've got no words. I've literally got nothing. You know, I've we live here in Australia. We wake up early for these games. We expect to get out
2
there.
a.m.
2
2
a.m.
a.m. on a
Yeah,
Sunday.
yeah. Where we could be, I'd rather be sleeping at home, sleeping in. Having a good night's sleep, but we get up for this shit. And yeah, exact words. I'm done. I've had enough.
Yeah. So before we carry on with this video, just wanted to state that we had some issues last night. That's why we couldn't make the live watch along. Like Delane said, 2 a.m. in the morning, it's a struggle for a lot of us sometimes with kids. I don't, but my man here does. So we apologise for not being on. That's why we sent out a post just before the game. But we did watch the game. Well, at least a few of us did. But look, before we even get into the game, the lineup. How do you feel about the lineup, bro?
Look, on paper, it's decent. It's so decent. Compared to the Wolves, like it's that team right there. We should be pulling teams away with that team. I
That's
reckon.
technically our strongest team. Like you can give or
Exactly.
take Skip with Bentancur and give or take Lenglet with Dyer.
Yeah.
Um, you know, but technically that's meant to be our best team.
Exactly. And if you're saying that's our best team, then blimey, I'm fucking blind because Jesus Christ, I don't know what was going on. The only person I can say was a standout for that game in that lineup. Actually, two. Maybe for me, probably Poro and Romero.
Well, I
We'll
mean,
probably,
we'll get into individual stuff a little bit later, but like
yeah,
looking at the team, Foster in goal. Um, we had Porro, Romero, Lenglet, Davies, Perisic with Hoiberg and Skip, and then Kulu, Son, and Kane. And now that team could like a team like that has dispatched Man City. I don't understand it. One, I'm going to bring up. My man of the match was probably actually there's no even man of the match for us. I think no one played well. Um, you know, Porro, I give it to him. He was very very good on the right.
yeah,
In terms of going forward, but defensively, like he's shit defense.
yeah.
And that free kick was a banger. I was hoping that was going in. And I don't know why he gave the second kick to Kane. I'm sick of seeing Kane on his free kicks. The guy tries to stand up and take charge, and I'm taking the free kick. He never gets it past the wall. Um, but we were good at the first half. It's the thing that we had a nice attacking flowing football in the first half. We were we're creating a lot of chances, getting a lot of shots off, but no one was clinical. Um, and in the second half, it's like we just kind of went, fuck it. We're going to keep shooting, but we're not even going to create anything that's legit. We've hit the post a couple of times. Sun just kept trying to shoot outside the box. Could have looked lively, but didn't really provide much. Got in one or two crosses in, didn't even have. They didn't even get a shot. Perisic was horrible.
I'm
I don't know what's happened to him. He was decent, and now he's just gone to shit. It's like what? Maybe his age has caught up with him.
I'm gonna put it out there right now. He's not good enough. He's not. Matter like he can. He going forward, he's good. Defensively, he is atrocious. He
Well,
cannot
going
defend.
forward, he hasn't been good going forward either. I didn't see
Oh
one
yeah,
cross he put in
that was
this
decent.
morning that was decent. I didn't see one cross that was going to hit. Maybe you could say maybe the one that went behind Kane and they kind of deflected it in the dying minutes of the game or like the last few seconds. But apart from that, like I would rather Davies on the left. At least I know he's going to stop attacks.
100%. Like I just think Perisic as a wing back, he's more of a winger, not a wing back. You
Not
know,
even that. I
he's
think he plays better in like the left camp, the left attacking mid role, where he sits in the line between winger and cam and can float into field and rotate,
yeah.
but just behind the 18-yard box.
Yeah, well, when he plays for Croatia, he plays brilliant when he plays for them. But then club, I just don't know, man. For me, he's not good enough. I think once Adoji comes back from loan, I think Perisic might get shifted out. But then
I
we're
think we
going
need
again.
two. And apparently we're going to get rid of Regulon, but I'd rather Regulon. I'd rather our two left wing backs be Regulon and Adoji next year, and then get
Yep.
rid of Sessegnon and Perisic.
Yep.
Like I just think they're just not it. They're not it. They're not made for that position.
No.
They're both left wingers. Sess isn't a
Yep.
defender. Perisic isn't a defender. Regulon at least could bomb up and down, and he got in the box a hell of a lot more than Perisic does. And Adoji seems like he's the best young left wing back in Europe at the moment.
Yes, exactly. And you're correct. Cess and Perisic are not wing backs. They're wingers. And they can't defend. And it puts us in a lot of trouble, Like I've seen Perisic get caught out so many times, and I'm just like, you're kidding me, man. Come on. He's played this position. Conte played him in this position, and he knows how to play it. But he just seems like he's just falling off, and it's just like, I don't know, man. And look, I just think, Son just, yeah. Look, it was just unlucky those shots didn't go off they went off the bar. It was just unlucky, but I just think
But do you think? I want to ask you: do you think he deserved to start today? Because he scored one goal coming off the bench. He started against. He started in the FA Cup. Did nothing there.
Yeah.
The game before that, he was back in the lineup. Oh no, he was he come off the bench. He did nothing coming off the bench, and then today he did nothing today. So Richarlison has 2 games starting and gets pulled off the 60th minute at left wing. It's not his position. Has 1 game as striker. Admittedly, plays like shit. Then he gets dropped straight away. So how come Son can do nothing for 3 games, and still watch he'll be in midweek against Milan? And for me, it's Son's. I don't know, without his goals, Son's not doing a lot.
Yeah, you're right. I just think I wouldn't have started Son. To be honest, I would at least give Dan Jim a go.
What is this?
Yeah, I don't know. What is with it? And I'm gonna put it out there right now. Why the fuck is Lucas Moura starting over Dan Juma? The guy's about to leave. Yeah. He's leaving on the free. Why is he starting? That's what
Well, why is he the first replacement when the guy's been injured for 8 months? And Dan Juma, we poached him off Everton. We stole him off Everton. Literally, he was about to sign the paperwork, and we went, "Oh, we want you." What was the point? We got rid of Hill to have Dan Juma in, and then we're going to start Moura, who's been here. We might as well just not got the deal for Dan Juma and just fucking not even bothered.
What's he going to do? What is Dan Juma going to do to get into the starting 11? What is he going to do? Like, does he have to injure one of our players just to fucking get in the squad? Because I feel like that's what he's going to do.
I reckon he'll play like fucking Porro on the wing before he plays Dan Juma on the wing. He did it during the week. Yeah. He replaced Kulu with Porro when we had Dan Juma on the bench.
Like, I feel bad for the guy. He come off loan. He's coming to us on loan from Villarreal. He's not even getting starting time. Where I'm pretty sure if he went back to Villarreal, he would have got more starting time.
But he's had 2 10-minute spells since he's come, and
that's not enough.
March.
That is not enough.
It's March.
He needs more.
We've had about 8, or no, I'd say about 7 games since he's come. He's featured twice, 10-minute intervals. Didn't get a start in the cup game, which he should have. It should have been him, Kulu, and Richarlison. That's who I would have started. And if you are going to start Moura, you do Danjuma, Moura, and Richarlison. You don't put Son in there, and then all you do is you take all 3 of them off at half time. If we're 0-0, then you chuck on Son, Kane, and Kulu and try and finish the game early. I personally would have done it the other way. I would have started Kane, Son, and Kulu, and then just switched those 3 out at half time if we were 1-0 up or 2-0 up. Finish the game off early and then let the boys have a good half. But you're right, Dan Juma's not getting a look in, and everyone can say he's not good enough. Okay, fair enough, he's not good enough. But how the fuck do we know?
We don't know until he plays. He needs more minutes.
Yeah, he could
And
be great. Son wasn't that great the first season we got him. He was shit the first season, and he has more than Son because he can actually dribble the ball. Son can barely dribble. All he does now is get on the edge of the box and try and bang it from fucking 40 yards out, 30 yards out.
but did you see what Son was doing about it? He was dropping deep, but then it's like he was losing his footing as soon as he got the ball. It's like he
Yeah,
just grabbed it. He's like turning. He's like looking around. I'm like, what are you doing, mate? Run! That's
he
what you
can't
are. You are a
pass.
runner.
He's got no vision of passing. There's been a few times, and even it was when Kane fed him his goal with the beautiful touch where he
Yeah.
slotted it into the bottom corner. That wasn't against Man City? That was who was that against? That one might be Man City. Anyway, the last goal Son scored where the beautiful first touch, then he stopped it in. I can't remember what game it was, but there was a couple of times in that game where Kane had made this exact same run, and all Son had to do was play a ball in behind the line, and Kane would have been in. He never does. He doesn't play the ball in behind the line. He stops I feel like he's stopping the attack now. If someone's running in, he's not passing the ball. The amount of times Porro was running down that wing, no one fed him, and he was at full pace. Like if you put the ball behind, he was getting that ball. No one did it. And there was a few times where Son had come in, like you said. Porro was waiting to go down the right hand side because Son came in off the left, and all he had to do was put a ball in behind the line, and he just doesn't have anything. So Son's not passing it. He's not dribbling through the team, and he's not getting his shots off. What is he doing for us? And I'm not trying to rag on Son, but it's like he's a purple patch. He has a good few games, and then when he's not scoring, he's not doing much for us. And that's where it's like, I'm not saying drop him, but if there's a game where after 50 minutes Son's not doing anything, like why can't Danjuma come on and go run at the defense, do something different?
I don't know, man. I would literally start Dan Jim over Son. Give the kid, some time to show us what he can really do, and then, I'm sure I'm sure he'll probably do a lot better than what Son's doing at the moment. Like Son's is everyone. There's a lot. Everyone's saying that Son's fallen off this season, which he has. He has really fallen off this season after last season. Golden boot, and it's really sad to see. But I just don't know, man. Like if he's not scoring, who else is going to score for us? Like Kane. Kane's pretty much the only one.
And our midfield, apparently, our midfield are the only ones that can score. Our wing backs don't score. Centre backs definitely don't score. I think we only had 1 or 2 goals from headers this season from the backs. Like if Kane's not scoring, Kulu's got no goals or has got like 1 goal or 2 goals in the Prem. He's not scoring like he was in the last season. Son's got what, 3 or 4 in the Prem after fucking 20 plus games. Apart from that, there's 4 in Højbjerg, 4 in Bentancur, and Skip's got 1. So like, how do you justify Son starting week in week out? And the thing is, Richarlison's been pretty shit, but I also think he's played out of position. And then you try and go and get the score against Sheffield, and you've got no creativity. You're playing. Did Royal start against Sheffield or Porro?
Porro.
Yeah, so there was no creativity. Like you're playing Sarr and Højbjerg in the middle, so they're not going to be creative passing the ball out. And then Sheffield just smothered us the whole game. They just came at us, and we had no intensity of going forward. It was all about they're going to come at us, so we're going to wait, and then we put the ball behind. You don't have the passer like Kane to do that. So it's kind of like if we're not getting goals from Kane, Son's not scoring, Kulu's not scoring. We're getting a few goals from midfield, but it's not much. Like we're lucky to have Kane this season. Kane's carried us this whole season.
And I'll put it out there right now. I got a feeling he might leave. If
there's only one way he's going to stay, and I can tell you that right now, and it's going to happen, and he will stay. And I don't want him to because he deserves better.
He deserves a lot better, man.
Conte's gone. Poch will come in, and then Kane will stay for 1 year to try and win it with Poch. And if he doesn't, then he'll run his contract out and go on a free and shitloads of money at Bayern, win a couple of fucking German league titles, some cups, and maybe a Champions League, and that's it. That's what's going to happen. Because I'm telling you now, Conte's gone, and that's not because we're going to sack him.
Yep,
it's because he's going to leave.
Is that the question? Is it time for Conte to go?
Mate, it's time for Conte to go. Look, I'm going to put it this way, right? We threw the FA Cup, the only trophy that we will actually have a chance at winning.
And that's a disgrace.
Because a cup run is is luck. It's all about luck. It's whoever turns up on the day. I know we used to have replays, but we don't anymore. So it's like if we decided to go out and play really well against Man United, against Man City, and knock them out and win the cup, Kane's going to stay. He's won his trophy now. There's no one can sit there and go, you haven't won a trophy. You can go. He's going to go, well, I won a trophy now, so it doesn't matter. I've won a trophy. But we threw that to try and win this game, and we fucking lost. And I'm going to say it's down to the coach. It's not down to Levy. It's not down to Enoch. As much as, they don't provide the transfers, it's down to Conte and Stellini. They made 4 changes before we made our first change. And our first change was to bring on Moura for Kulu. Our second change was, we're going to chuck on Royal for Porro. So you're going to take off, we need a goal. You're going to take off, you're going to bring on Moura, who admittedly was probably our better player against Sheffield. He's leaving in 2-3 months. So you're going to bring on him. You didn't bring on you didn't bring on Richarlison or Danjuma first. And then you're gonna go, we need to score a goal. Let's bring off probably our most attacking wing back and put on our most defensive.
I don't know, man. I agree with you. It's down to the coaches. They made those decisions, Conte and Stellini, and they'll poor decisions. I don't know what, and the timing of those substitutions were too late. They were way too late.
What can Richarlison do when he's coming on at the 83rd or 85th minute?
I don't expect him to do anything.
And Wolves are just going to try. Yeah. It's the guy can't even score when he has a full game, let alone fucking 5 minutes. And that's the thing, right? I'm going to put it to you. Our owners are out in Bahrain watching the F1. Our coach is sitting in Italy, not coming home. He should already be. He was meant to be coming back after Chelsea.
Yes.
But he's still in Italy. So I think what he's doing is he's scouting a club out for himself.
Yeah, he is.
And then our owner, who doesn't give a fuck, is probably sitting in a box office waiting to build the fucking go-kart underneath the stadium. That's what we're getting. We're getting a go-kart track for the F1 in the summer. So it's like the clubs, and then they announced they're going to get a multi-sport fucking teams. So we're going to have like an NFL team or a rugby union, rugby league team as a Tottenham team. So they're gonna franchise themselves, just like in esports. Like I don't know if you know much about esports, but a brand in esports will have all their fingers in different competitive games like COD, League of Legends, FIFA, Rocket League. There'll be one organization and they'll have multiple teams because then they can they can play. That's what Tottenham are going to do. We're going to have a Tottenham Harlequins for rugby union. We're going to have fucking the Tottenham fucking Chiefs for the fucking NFL. And the thing is, what will happen is they'll buy their way into the American fucking NFL somehow, some way they'll do it. And then they'll be playing American football, 16 games a season or something at the fucking Tottenham Stadium. And then Tottenham will play there once every 2 weeks. It won't even be our home stadium. It'll be a stadium for everyone else but us. But that's besides the point. It's this club's in a fucking it's in disarray at the moment. And now I'm sitting there going, look, we're not going to win the trophy this season. Conte's checked out. So for me, fuck it, Poch. Get him back in. Feel good factor because the fans love him.
Yep.
He's probably going to fail. Let's be honest. He's probably going to fail because of the hierarchy. But at least we'll play decent football. But the thing is, I don't think we'll play as attractive as we did because we don't have the players to do that. We don't have young players like when Dyer was there, Dele Alli. We had a young Ericsson, a young Harry Kane, a young Son. They're a lot older now, but at least it will go for games. And the thing is, if we're playing a 7-goal thriller and we win 4-3 or we lose 4-3, I don't care. At least we're trying.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. I think Conte's shopped out. He's done. That's why he's staying in Italy. He's only just buying his time until he finds a club, and then he's going to come back. And then, obviously, towards the end of the season, he's going to go.
He's just getting a payout now. He doesn't give a fuck. Look at the changes. Like the game's not going well. We should like after the 50th minute, we'll play really well in the first half. I think Stellini went, you know what, we're battering them. We've got 11 shots, 6 on target. We're going to score. After the 55th minute, when Wolves just switched on, Nunes had like 3 shots from range. All were close. Fraser Foster had to make a good save. That's when Stellini went, fuck, we need to change it. We need to put an extra man in midfield because they're overrunning the midfield. Like something like that. But he didn't. He let it go.
He did.
And that's down to him and Conte.
Exactly. And I think Conte, they're both going to take take it now because they got to take all this criticism because the fans weren't happy. None of us were happy after after our midweek game against Sheffield United, losing that, and then going away to Wolves and losing that. Like they have to take some accountability
You
because
know what? It makes me doubt their integrity because as a winning coach, right, he decided to give up on the one thing that could make him a winning coach, and did what the club wanted. And I get it. They go, oh, they might sack him. Okay, the guy's getting paid out regardless. If they sack him because he went for the cup, he's going to get his 20, 30 mil anyway. So for me, if I was a coach, I'd go, you know what? Like, just like Mourinho, he's won everywhere. Conte's won everywhere he's gone. I would have been like, if that was me as a coach, fuck yeah, I don't care. I'm going to try and win the cup because I want to be a winner. And if you sack me, you're paying me out anyway. And it's 3 months until the end of the season. So, like, you leave and then go, the board sacked me because I won a trophy or tried to win a trophy like Mourinho did. And everyone knows now with Tottenham that's how it is. So I think like the integrity of Stellini and Conte needs to be questioned because as winning mentality, as everyone says, they decided to go for the league, for the money. And I guarantee you, and I said this on our last video, 95% of Tottenham fans would have taken the FA Cup if we didn't make top four. Hands down, because we need a trophy. Yep. We can't be classed as a big club anymore because we don't win trophies. It's been 15 years.
It's probably going to be another 15 years until we win another one. But
no, I honestly think that'll be the last trophy I see us lift before I die. If Enoch and fucking Levy stay here. And I'm only 30 years old. I could live for another 60 years and probably not see us win a trophy the way we're going.
The way we're going right now, man, I just don't see where our next trophy is going to be, or just.
I even know what next win's going to be because we seem to. Have you seen the trend that we're going on at the moment? 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins, 2 losses, 2 wins. So we're going to win, and then we're going to lose. We're going to lose 2 games again. And you know what even hurts even more? Arsenal were 2-0 down in the 60th minute, and they won 3-2. You know why that is? It's because the club backed Arteta, and I'm going to say it now, we sacked Poch for no reason, because if you gave Poch the money that you gave Conte, Mourinho, and Nuno, I guarantee we'll be playing better football at least, and I reckon we'll be at a better place. Even if we're not challenging for the title or challenging for cups, we would have been in a better place in the team, and I think we'd be about 5 to 10 points better off than we are now. We're only 19 points above relegation and 18 points behind Arsenal. We're right in the middle. If we lose the next game and they win, we're closer to the bottom than we are the top.
Yeah, exactly. And it's really sad. Like, good on Arsenal. They're having a great.
No, fuck
season.
Arsenal. I hate it. Cunts.
Yeah, I know we hate it, but you can't doubt how good they're playing this season.
No, they're the best team in the league, and they're there for a reason. And it's crazy that they're the best team in the league, and Man City are still right behind them. Man City are only 3 points behind them now. Well, no, they're 5 now because Arsenal won.
Yeah.
But Arsenal deserve everything they're getting, and if they win the league, I'm not even going to be bitter about it because they deserve it.
Exactly, I'm not going to be bitter about it. I'll be upset, but I can't be upset because they're the better team at the end of the day. But for us, and Stellini did come out and say in his last conference, he said, if we get top 4, it was a successful season. How is that successful? Getting top 4.
I think it's successful in the sense that we didn't think that we'd be at this point. We didn't think we'd be in the top 4 because of the way we recruited and stuff. And I get that, and I know it's a long process. I remember watching Stellini say that in the trajectory of where the club should be with how many years they were in, that they thought they're at the right place. And okay, I get that, but for me, that's okay. So you already assumed that you weren't going to get backed by Levy. That's why you only signed an 18-month contract. So why the fuck did you come then? Because you're going to leave after 18 months, and then we've just bought Porro for 45 mil, who, if Poch comes in, probably won't play because he's not a right back, because Poch plays right backs, not wing backs.
Yeah. Even
though they have the same system as a wing back, he might play Porro, but he has to work on Porro defensively. Porro's horrible defensively, so it's a joke, mate. I don't even know what to say anymore. It's like you said, it's worse for us overseas, especially in Australia where we're so far away, because we're getting up at we've got 7 a.m. on Thursday for the AC Milan game. I'm going to be at work watching it, right, while I'm working. while everyone else is comfortable at home, knock back a few beers, and if the game's shit, they can fucking go to bed straight after it. Like then we've got to sit the whole fucking day dealing with this shit, and we've got a lot of different supporters at work that are going to give a shit as well. It's like they just don't care. The coaches don't care. Like the club doesn't care, and it's from top to bottom. It's not just Conte. It's Levy. It's Enoch. It's the way we recruit. It's the way we're a business now. We're not a football club. We're a business.
And that's where this club is heading to. It's heading to business. It's not our football team.
No.
And it's really sad to see, and it's really disgraceful.
And you know what shit, right? You know what shit? And I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent because I'm just really I'm over it, right?
I'm over it, bro.
I went back there, right? And look, as much as everyone defends him, you cannot sit there and not appreciate the how can I put it? The actual stadium, right? The stadium's immaculate. It's one of the best stadiums in the world for me. You know, I've been to a few stadiums and it's one of the best in the world, right? There's no we can protest, but I don't think that's going to be enough. It needs to be a massive walkout or something. But what people don't realise is that Tottenham has 130,000 people on the waiting list for season tickets. So I'm not going to blame season ticket holders that don't want to walk out and lose money, because if they decide that they're not going, they're going to have to wait another 20 years before they even get a look in to getting a ticket again, like a season ticket.
Yeah.
So it's like we can't protest. We can't do what United did because look, I'll be honest, there's a lot of tourists. And I was a tourist because obviously I live overseas, but I'm originally from London. And for me, I am all about, you know, the fans and the thing is, it's good that we have a lot of overseas fans, but I'm telling you right now, if they could, like, if they said to it, like, if they put it out, all right, we're doing £10 tickets, and with free flights from Australia, you know, me, you, Lee, Brad, Nene, you've all got it. We'll be there in 10 seconds. We wouldn't even go, no, we're not doing it. We're not feeding the club. We're going to do it because we don't get the opportunity to. And that's the unfortunate part, is we're so globally branded now, and especially in like the Asian because of Sun. It's so hard to do anything. So even if Poch comes in, and I said that before, Poch may come in and he's probably not going to do anything. We're not going to win a trophy. You'll probably take his thing. But I'm just sick of watching what we're watching now. It's fucking horrible.
It's boring football. And it's really boring. Like, I sit there and watch we just play it from the back. Kick it forward. Play it from the back. Kick it forward. It's like there's no link-ups. There's no triangles. There's nothing. There's absolutely nothing. There's nothing. There's no runs behind the line, you know, sunny run behind the line. There's nothing. There's Perisic doing his little fucking dribble and then fucking whipping it in. No one's there. It's just really boring to watch, and I feel bad for all the, you know, all our away fans going there to watch the games, and, you know, just every Tottenham fan over there watching the games. For us, getting up early, watching the game, it's just we don't get up those early to watch those kind of games when it's just boring. Because literally, we're in half time. Like, the first half was good, but as soon as the second half kicked off, and I was just seeing it, I was about to turn the TV off and just go to bed because I had enough.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Really... I set up and watched it, and I was more interested in playing FIFA. I was playing FIFA at the same time because I was like, this game's boring, and I was listening to it and I was flicking through. And as soon as they scored, I'm like, we're not going to score. Like, we had the whole first half peppering, and we're going at the game, and I will say we're going for it. And you can't, like, take it away from the boys then. Like, they had the tactics to go for it, but the change is too late. The fact that Wolves knew that they needed to make a change early to affect the game.
They changed their formation, and look what they did to us. They changed their formation,
and that's where I sit there and go, okay, this is on. It's not on Levy. This game and Wednesday isn't on Levy. Like I said, the integrity of Conte. He could have went for that cup, decided that he's going to go follow the club's ambitions, and I get that you're under contract. But if you care about you know, that's why Mourinho got sacked. Mourinho said, "Fuck you! I'm not going to go for Southampton. I'm going to try and win the cup, mate." Against City, and then they sacked him. That's why they sacked him, because he turned around and said, "I'm not throwing the cup." But what he should have done was said, "Yeah, I'm going to throw it and play." And he has to put his team in. He should have picked his best team on the day and not said anything. But Mourinho being Mourinho is like, "Well, fuck you. I'm going to play my best team. I don't care what you say." And that's why he got sacked, because top four was at jeopardy, and that's wrong. You should top four isn't a trophy. Top four is third loser. Like you're either going for the league, and the thing is, we'd have more chance of winning the Europa League anyway. But the thing is that these days you don't, because all the Champions League teams drop out. Like Barcelona dropped in. I know they got beat by United, but like Juventus and all that. Like you got all these teams that dropped out, so it's even harder to win Europa League. So what's the point? Well, why don't we just go straight for the cup that we may have a chance of winning? And if we lose the cup, then we lose the cup. At least we went for it.
Exactly. At least if we lose the cup with pride, then I'm happy. Like I wouldn't be going up against Stellini and Conte. Like if we went at them and lost with pride, then look, I wouldn't be disappointed. Like Sheffield was a better team, But if you're gonna throw a game like that, like if you're gonna rest players for the FA Cup and then bring them on for the Wolves game, and then they're not going to perform. Like, what was the point of doing that? You should just play your full strength team against Sheffield United, at least try to get the win, and then with the Wolves game, not prioritise it as much. Like,
the thing is though, is it's also like the squad that we had against Sheffield should have beaten them, right? We should have beaten them, but it's the way we set up. It's the mentality that we go out there. We go out there to defend first. Right, and I get that our defense isn't that great, but I honestly think a back four of Royal, Romero, Langley, and Davies would be able to handle the bottom 10 easily in attack. They'd be able to handle them, and then all you do, if you're that worried about defense, is just sit. You get Højbjerg or Bentancur or someone or Basuma. Things because this would suit Basuma. We get the best out of Basuma. You sit Basuma in there with two in front of him. And then you go wingers. And the thing is, what fucks us up as well is why Son's playing so bad. And this is why I get the shits with him. But I also understand is when Davies is playing with Son has room. When Perisic is playing with Son, it's like Perisic takes up all that side and Son has to come in. And Kane's there. And then Son just doesn't know what to do because he can't run in behind the line because Perisic is always there. He can't run at people because he's in congestion. He's not one-on-one with the winger. He's one-on-one. He's 2 or 3-on-1 with the fucking centre backs, and then he has to take shots outside the box like today.
I'm gonna put it out there. Would you rather have Davies play that role instead of Perisic? Because I rather that because
at least on that defensively will be all right.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like the game we played against Chelsea, we had Davies there. Davies was brilliant.
He had two good games, and it's like Royal. Like I know we've got to get Porro game time, but Royal has been our best right back. So why didn't he start today? And then what could have happened if we were 1-0 down? You switch and bring Porro on. Completely changes the way the game goes.
Oh yeah, like I seriously don't want to see Perisic play. Like I think he's done. I think he's at his age now. He's pretty much coming to his time. You didn't know. I just think he's done. I just don't want to see him play because he's just not good enough anymore, and like he doesn't provide enough.
Not in that position. He's not good enough in that position. He's not a left wing back. He's got no defensive mind in his body, no defensive bone, and all he does is try and whip it. And even then, like he can't beat his men anymore. So he has to play more of a where he can get into space where you have someone running on the inside. But the thing is like I said, Son's used to playing wider and cutting in, or running behind the line with Perisic there.
Yeah.
Naturally, the wing back goes to Perisic, or the right back, and then the centre back covers Son. And then you can't, and then like Son, and then there's no one to provide because the defender, as soon as Kane drops deep, Son gets 2-man or 3-man marked because they know that Son's going to go behind the line because there's no one in midfield to do what Kane can do.
Even Cess, when Son's playing with Cess, I knew a few times like Cess wouldn't take up much room. Like he leaves Sonny to take up that left side. Cess will probably cut in. I don't know what's going on with Perisic. Why he's gonna hog the left side? Like, does he not trust Son down that left side? Or
I just think that Perisic is used to playing that wide wing role, and he's just so used to it because like when he was playing at Inter. They were playing a 4-3. They were playing a 5-3-2. They had Martinez and Lukaku up front, and Perisic had that whole side to himself because they were playing Barella, Brozovic, and someone else in the middle. Huh?
Ericsson.
Yeah, and Ericsson, and then so the wingers had the wing backs had the whole side to themselves. This system, because we played two in the middle, which I fucking hate. Conte might have played two in the middle, but I'm pretty sure he played three in the middle and two up front.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, so now we're just going away from your actual system that you used to use because you don't have the midfielders, but then we never bought a midfielder in. We decided to buy all these players that we're not going to fucking use, the likes of Foster, Spence, Dan Juma. We kept Hill when Hill wanted to be sold. Like, we had all these players that didn't fulfill what we needed. And then when we needed a centre-back, we didn't buy a centre-back. When we needed a midfielder, we didn't buy a midfielder. When we needed a second striker, we went and bought Richarlison for 60 mil. You could have went and got Ollie Watkins for 45. And he would like to step up from Aston Villa. But the thing is, he might not even come up because he knows you're starting every game for Aston Villa. Like,
Exactly.
you could have went and got a championship striker to back up to Kane that's never really going to play, but is going to jump at the opportunity, and then you spend another 30, 35 mil on a decent centre back that's going to cover or is at least better than fucking Dyer, Davies, or fucking Sanchez. I'm not even going to put Davies in there because he's been consistent. Like, everyone can rag at him, but my opinion, he's been our most consistent defender. But there is a trend going where if Dyer, Davies, or Sanchez play, we lose cup games.
And look what happened.
But today, Dyer or Sanchez didn't play, and we still lost with Romero and Langley. So we're in trouble, and we're spoiled as Tottenham fans because of what Poch did. I think we expect more, but I think it's time to start a reset. Like, just Conte's not here; he's checked out. So just don't bother. Stop trying to get these winning managers because you're not going to give them what they need.
Exactly.
Conte came out and said he needs 14 players ready. We only have like one, Kane. He's the only one that's ready. Maybe Kulu when he's on his day, but Kulu's been crap lately. Bentancur maybe, and Romero. That's what, 4 players out of a 25-man squad that's ready to be what Conte needs them to be. It's and that's why I think Conte should go. I think tactically, I think Conte's been shit this season as well. He doesn't change his tactic. And then when we're struggling, like today, he went to a back 4 in the last 5 minutes. Why? You clearly, like, we were going well with the 5 at the back, right? But then we needed to score a goal. Well, then you shouldn't have brought Moura on. You shouldn't have brought Emerson Royale on. What you should have done is gone, fuck it, Dan Juma. If you're going to bring on Moura, you bring on Dan Juma for Son because Son did jack shit. And then you either sacrifice a left centre back to put 3 in the middle. But you put Richarlison, so we're going a 4-2-4. But then you've got
Richarlison. Dyer. If we're going for 3 in the middle, put Dyer in the middle.
Yeah, play him as CDM and play him like Poch did. And that's the thing. I want to put it out there, and it's what I've noticed, and what I've been listening to, a lot of channels, and there's one thing that Poch did, right? Poch didn't play Davies. He didn't play Dyer towards the end. He dropped Ali towards the end. Dropped Ericsson towards the end. There's about 5 or 6 players. He dropped Sanchez. Barely ever played Sanchez, even though he bought him. Barely ever played him. Poch dropped these players because they weren't good enough for him then, and we still got them. Dyer wasn't playing in the midfield because he went and bought Wanyama. We had Vertonghen and Toby. He kept him as centre defensive. Mourinho changed him to a centre back because that's what Dyer wanted to play. But he was always better in centre defensive because he didn't. One, he could. He's decent on the ball. He's not great, but he's decent on the ball, and he could cover. He could go in and smash someone and not worry about getting fucking beaten in the air or beaten behind the line because he's a fucking brick shithouse. And he was decent in the middle when it was him and Dembele. Because Dembele did all the carrying out. All he had to do was tackle, give the ball to Dembele. Dembele would carry it out, and then join in with Ali, Ericsson, Son, and Kane up front, and we'd score goals. You can do that now. You could do Dyer, Bentancur, but we don't have that centre attacking. Like, we didn't have that second striker like we had with Ali. There's unless you drop Kane deep and you stick Richarlison up front. That's the only way I can think we can do it at the moment. We don't have that midfielder to provide the passes.
I don't know, man. I remember the game against City where Dyer was stepped into that centre defensive mid role, and you have Romero and I think it was Davies playing that left centre.
Yeah, he kept coming out and shooting out and stopping Alvarez and stopping Bernardo Silva and just shooting into the midfield, extra man in midfield, stifle the attack, and we were winning the ball before they got towards our 18-yard box.
And why can't we play like that? Like, that kind of football was great against Man City.
Because you know what we do? Instead of Dyer doing it, we have the two fucking right or centre back, the right centre back or the left centre back doing it. We have Romero Langley coming out of the line like a fucking pocket rocket.
Yeah.
When what we should be doing is Dyer's the most liable at the back, I think, in terms of in the air and behind the line, and he's the slowest. Langley's pretty slow. You don't want your fastest fucking centre back shooting out trying to take on someone like Romero. You should be having Dyer come out and having Romero make sure that they don't get behind the line.
Yeah.
And that's what we did against Man City. And I don't know why we beat one of the best teams in the league like that. But then we just turn around and we do it the way we do it now.
And we fought against Sheffield and Wolves. Look, yeah.
It's actually a joke. It's not even funny anymore. Like it feels like we're just being toyed with now, honestly.
Every team now knows how we play and they know how to beat us. And
it wasn't hard. It wasn't hard to know that before. After last season, everyone knew. Everyone's had our number all season. It's just we've had Kane to pull us out of it. I want him to go. I don't want him to stay. If Poch comes back, I'd love for him to go. Son, he won't go because Son makes the club too much money in the Asian region, and that's just a fact. Shirt sales are always the biggest for Son because of that region of the world. So, Son will stay until he retires because Levy won't let him go. But Kane, off you go. And the thing is, we'd be lucky to keep Romero and Bentancur. And I don't think they're world class. I think they're good players, but we need those type of players, and we need more of those players to be able to build a squad that's good enough to either challenge for a title or challenge for a trophy.
Look, as much as I want Kane to stay, I don't think he will if Poch comes back. But Romero, Bentancur, Kulu, Porro, Basuma,
That's it.
Richarlison as well. I think if Poch does come back, he might get the best out of maybe three of them. Maybe Bentancur, Romero, and Kulu. And also Basuma, if he plays that.
If Poch comes back, I can guarantee Basuma plays better. Bentancur will play the same because he's decent. Romero will be more defensively sound because Poch is a next defender, so he can coach him a bit better. I think Kulu he'll get a tune out of Kulu because Kulu he'll create space for Kulu. Son will get better again because Son and Kane will know exactly what he wants. But the thing is you have to run a lot. So for Son and Kane, they might not be able to do that anymore. That's where I'm like, maybe it's best if they do go because if Poch comes in, he's going to need runners. But he may have adapted his formation and he may be able to get that out of Kane and Son. I don't know. I think he'll get rid of Dyer. He'll get rid of Davies. He'll get rid of Sessegnon. Langley will go back to Barcelona. Højbjerg, I don't think Højbjerg's good enough in the role that Poch will want him to play. Siren, Skip will both get great game time, and I think Sarr and Skip will develop a hell of a lot. It's just Porro will. The thing is, if Porro can get his defense working, then he'll rival Walker if he can consistently keep that attack going and he can defend, because that's the one thing he can't do is defend at the moment, and that's what Walker could do it, even though it was his pace, but he still used his pace to his advantage to defend, and that's what Porro needs to do.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think if Poch does come back, how happy would you be if Poch does come back?
At least I know I'll love the manager, and it sounds really negative saying that, but for me it's like, well, what else are we looking forward to at the moment? Yeah, people can say we're playing shit football, we're playing shit system, but we're fourth, we're fifth. Okay, but you're not, like, you're seeing it from your end, right? See it from our end. We get up, we watch these games. We don't have to, but we choose to because we like the team. I'm born and bred in North London. Like, I went to the primary school that sits opposite Emirates Stadium. My mum's a Gooner, my dad's a Yid. Like, half my family split. So for me, it's embedded in my history of my family. It's like, I'm going to watch the game, but I don't want to, like, if I'm going to watch it, I'll get up and watch Conte ball. And there's something like 1 or 2 games a season you're going to get a thriller, like Leeds, like Leicester. You're going to get those games where you're going to bang in 4 or 5 goals because of the quality of the players. But every other time, it's fucking horrible.
We can't keep. It's like we can't keep that consistent. It's like we play 2 games, good, and then 2 games shit. It's like we're not consistent.
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
Exactly.
As Gattuso would say. But a lot of the time, it's shit at the moment because the football's shit.
Exactly. And, yeah, I think Conte's going to go. Poch is probably going to come in. He's on the
it's
alert.
time for him to go. I don't think the fan base wants him anymore. It's a lot of people that don't want him anymore. And and you know what it is? It's because of the football. It's not because of what he's won, not because of his personality. It's just there seems to be no tactical changes. There seems to be no analysis of other teams and how to beat them. It seems to be no understanding that we need to make changes early. We just keep trying. But Poch was like that though. There's a lot of the times Poch would keep trying to push his team with the starting 11 to win the game without making changes. He used to make it like 75th minute, 80th minute. Like Poch was like that too. So we can't just like rag on Conte for it because Poch was like that. However, Poch had much more success with the team that he had. He had a good team, Poch, but I don't think this team's that much worse. I think like our centre backs are a lot worse, our wing backs are a lot worse, but up front, like Kane's better than what he was back then. Son maybe better than what he was back then. Midfield, maybe like we don't have a Dembele, but Ali. The team was a lot better with Poch, like a lot better players overall. But I don't think the team's that much worse off than what Poch had. But we were challenging for titles. We had 2-3 years challenging for titles. We were in cup finals, Champions League final. Like that for me. That's the bringer here. It's we were challenging and we're pushing. There was a few times that we thought we were going to win the league or we thought we were going to win a trophy, and unfortunately, it didn't happen for Poch.
Yeah, but look, Poch's team back then to now, look, our defense, it's a little bit better with Romero in there, but you can't deny what Toby and Vertonghen did for us. Oh, Toby and Vertonghen did.
They were the two best. The best partnership in the league at the time when they were in it, and they were. I'd take them back now. They're still playing. They still play for Belgium. I'd take them back now.
I'm pretty sure.
I think up here, they're leaps and bounds. They would use their experience and their knowledge to be a better centre back than Sanchez, Davies, Langley, and Dyer. The only one that would be better than them is Romero because of his athleticism. But apart from that, the brain that them two had on them, like Alderweireld the passes Alderweireld used to do to Ali, like there's no way any of us centre backs can do that. The fact that Vertonghen used to be able to let people have the ball and time his tackle perfectly to steal the ball off them, and then sometimes he'd run down the wing as a fucking left back, and he was old. So the class of player that Vertonghen and Toby were, Poch had a much better team, but I don't think this team's that far off. I think we're a couple of players off from being the same level. It's just it's.
And you've got to mention one. And you've got to mention one thing too. We didn't get the players that Conte wanted.
Well, no.
To play the system.
He wanted Bastoni, didn't get Bastoni. I know he wanted Brozovic, didn't get Brozovic. I know he wanted, Dumfries. I don't even know if he wanted Porro. I heard we wanted Dumfries first, and all of a sudden Porro pulls up because he played well against us for 2 games. And Levy Griff, he's a good little right wing back. Maybe we get him instead. I personally think this isn't a Conte buy. I think this is a Levy buy, the Porro deal. That's why Conte's checked out. We spent all summer signing someone that we could have signed for 27 mil at the start because they lied about his release clause.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I'm calm. This is me calm at the moment. Like I'm just over it. It's a beautiful day outside, as you can see, nice and hot. Like I'm about to after this, I'm about to go out and just enjoy the rest of the Sunday before I go back to work tomorrow. And
exactly. But man, I am not looking forward to this midweek game against AC Milan.
Oh, Milan's gonna fucking spank us if we play like this. Like we left ourselves so open against Sheffield. We let Sheffield just walk all over us like we were fucking League Two. And the thing is, that's props to Sheffield because the thing is these small teams come against Premier League teams and go, fuck it, we've got nothing to lose. They're expecting us to lose, so we'll go at these teams. And 9 times out of 10, when they come against Tottenham in the last couple of years, we go, oh, they're just a shit team. We don't have to go hard. And then teams come at us, we're like, oh fuck, maybe we should try. And by the time we try, it's done. Deal's done.
But yeah, man, I'm not looking forward to it. But yeah, to be honest, after this, man, I'm just gonna go enjoy the rest of my day. Not let it get to me. Might go watch the fucking NRL. Might cheer me up a little bit. Watch a bit of
Yeah, at
footy.
least I'm not going to see someone get hit and not be like,
Yeah,
Black, I fired a shot. He fucking clipped me
exactly.
with his fucking toenail and I'm dead.
Yeah, exactly. I want to go watch
I
a
mean,
bit
the
of that.
game, the NRL game's getting a bit soft now too. Though you can't even get on without being fucking sin bin. But look,
Exactly.
bro, I think we needed this. We always do a shorter video, but I think we needed a bit of a rant. And
Look, I think we just need a bit of a rant just to let our frustrations out because I think time's up.
I
Time's up
think
for
it's time
Conte.
to go, Conte, and I can't believe we threw the FA Cup to losing the
Mm-hmm.
league. Like that's just me. But anyway, guys, thank you for joining us. Make sure you're smashing a like and subscribing to the channel. Hit up in the comments. Let us know how you feel. Let us know what you think, and make sure you're hitting that bell for the notifications for any videos in the future. We'll get a video out for the midweek game for AC Milan for you soon. Unfortunately, we can't do a live watch along because, like I said earlier, we're all at work. So, but we'll probably catch you on the weekend. I can't remember who we're playing this weekend. I don't even give a fuck who we're going to
I
lose.
don't even give a fuck anymore.
But on that note, enjoy your Sunday, bro. Enjoy your day, guys. And unfortunately, as we always say here at Total War Spurs, stay Spursy.
Stay Spursy, guys.